104 games, 308 goals, 3.6 million tickets sold. This was the biggest World Cup ever, and some of what happened inside it nobody will ever forget. 48 teams, 16 cities, 3 countries. The United States, Canada, Mexico, Spain lifted the trophy at MetLife Stadium, but this tournament was never just about the winner. Every 4 years the world comes together, and this summer in North America, it came together harder than ever before. These are the top 10 moments from the 2026 World Cup ranked. Number 10. Salah in the streets. Mohamed Salah led Egypt to the country's first ever World Cup win against New Zealand, and what happened after was something you almost never see. Salah hopped on his teammates' shoulders. He walked straight into the crowd, no security presence, no roped-off area, no protection, just a footballer, and his teammates held a boombox. They partied through the streets, pure humanity in its most honest form. Some of the world's best players would never dare do this. Salah did not think twice, and in that one moment he reminded the world what this tournament is actually about. Number 9. Canada's first World Cup win. Jesse Marsch's remarkable slicing celebration became the image of the day, but the day itself was bigger than any celebration. Canada had lost all 6 of their previous World Cup matches in 1986 and in 2022. Every single one. This win over Qatar changed all of that. Red and white bled across Vancouver before the match, during it, after it, and what made it even more extraordinary, Ismail Khan's leg snapped during the game. He found the bravery to continue. Canada found a way to win, and for the first time in their history they clinched a spot in the knockout stage. But here is the twist. Steven Eustquio's late winning goal in the round of 32 against South Africa pushed them even further. This summer was a coming-out party for Canadian football, and that win over Qatar was where it all began. Number 8. Scotland's fans take Boston and Miami. Scotland had not been at a men's World Cup for nearly 3 decades, and the Tartan army made sure nobody forgot they were back. They drank pubs dry. They took over baseball games in Boston, in Miami, all with a uniquely Scottish flavor on the pitch. It was difficult. Steve Clark stepped down as manager after the tournament ended, but here is what nobody can take away: the scenes they created in those cities added something irreplaceable to the group stage atmosphere. Pure football culture exported across the Atlantic. Number 7. The United States finds its voice. U.S. soccer support had always been a challenge. While other countries had songs and chants, American fans struggled to offer anything beyond simply cheering for a goal. That changed this summer. Seattle led the way. The city brought its enormous passion for the Seahawks, the Sounders, the rain straight into Lumen Field, and country roads became a victory song. A college football vibe arrived in U.S. soccer. For the first time, 2 games in Seattle, including the round of 16. And the noise never stopped. Something shifted this summer. American soccer fans found their identity, and it is not going back. Number 6. Ronaldo's Toronto rejoice. Cristiano Ronaldo had never scored a World Cup knockout goal his entire career. Every tournament, never in the knockouts until Toronto, Portugal faced Croatia in the round of 32, and Toronto, home to one of the largest Portuguese diasporas in the entire world, flooded the streets. 4 days before and after the goal came from the penalty spot, but it pushed Portugal past Croatia. It eliminated the back-to-back semi-finalists, and it ended Luka Modric's legendary World Cup career. Then, Gonzalo Ramos scored a header in the 4th minute of injury time. Add in the technologically assisted offside controversy, and the entire night became a contender for match of the tournament. But here is what nobody is saying loudly enough: Ronaldo waited his entire career for that knockout goal. He finally got it in the most Portuguese city in North America. Number 5. Argentina's heart. Argentina's antics in the final will tarnish some reputations, but what La Albiceleste did in the knockout stage was nothing short of extraordinary. In the round of 16 against Egypt, Argentina trailed in the 79th minute. The 79th minute, one step from elimination. Then Christian Romero scored. Then Lionel Messi scored. Then Enzo Fernandez scored before the final whistle. Mohamed Salah and Egypt sent home in one of the most remarkable comebacks of the tournament. But here is the stat that tells the whole story. Argentina went into the 80th minute of all 5 knockout games either level or trailing, every single one, and still they could not be put to bed until extra time. Of the final, Messi finished with 8 goals and 4 assists, the best fans at the tournament La Cuarta Estrella ringing across the Americas. That fourth star remains elusive, but this group of players refuse to make it easy for anyone. Number 4. The highs of Cabo Verde and Curacao. Before the tournament, these were the names people used to argue against the 48-team format. By the end, they were the names FIFA will use to argue for 64 teams in 2030. It started with Vozinha, Cabo Verde's goalkeeper, 7 saves. Against Spain, the eventual champion held to a scoreless draw, 7 saves. Against Spain in a World Cup group game, at the same time Curacao scored in. Their first match held Germany at 1-1 for the better part of 20 minutes and earned a point of their own against Ecuador, then Cabo Verde. Nearly toppled Argentina in the round of 32. These were not small moments from small teams. These were the moments that proved the expanded World Cup can produce magic nobody planned for. Number 3. Norway's row and Haaland's inevitability. Erling Haaland was the best striker at this World Cup, and it was not particularly close. 7 goals. He helped eliminate Côte d'Ivoire. He helped eliminate Brazil. He pushed England to the brink, but it was not just the goals, it was how inevitable. Every single one felt the Norwegian fans were rowdy and relentless. Martin Degaard had standout moments. Andreas Schjelderup had standout moments. But Haaland, with his general upbeat approach and his untraditional personality, became an icon unlike most others at this tournament. And for those who want to know just how loved he became, the taxidermy raccoon he brought became one of the talking points of the entire summer. The best striker in the world on the biggest stage, inevitable. Number 2. England's night at the Azteca. Would the altitude hold them back? Would the heat break them? Would they fold under the pressure of one of football's grandest cathedrals? Could they find a way past a royally informed Mexican team? Thomas Tuchel's England answered every single one of those questions. Dan burned the park. The bus inclusion produced one of the saves of the tournament, a point-blank block on a late bicycle kick from Raul Jimenez. That block will be remembered for generations. England came through the best game of the tournament at the Estadio Azteca, and while Burns' inclusion showed its fragilities in the semi-final against Argentina on this night, it was absolutely perfect. Number 1. Ferran Torres writes his legend. The generational battle between Lamine Yamal and Lionel Messi headlined the build-up to the World Cup final, but Ferran Torres maligned his entire career for not showing up in the biggest moments at Barcelona. Showed up under the most pressure of all. His goal in the final will forever be mentioned in the same breath as Anders Iniesta's winning goal in 2010. Even if his career arc feels closer to Mario Götze, another player who scored a final winner against Argentina in extra time. Spain defeated Argentina in extra time, and Torres, the man nobody trusted, in the biggest moments, delivered in the biggest moment of all. 104 games, 308 goals, 3.6 million people in seats, and moments like these that nobody will ever forget. Drop a comment below which moment was yours. Subscribe now, because the stories from this World Cup are only just beginning.